Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. Virgo, I'm going to do your August reading for you. I'm using my Guardian Angel cards, tarot cards for this reading for you, and I feel I'm going to pull my Energy and Spirit Oracle at the end, maybe a card or two from that for you. We're looking at a 3-card reading for you: aspirations, hurdles, and solutions. So aspirations, what you're aspiring to at this time; hurdles, what you are sort of having to overcome at this time; and then spiritual solutions, spirit keeping it simple and giving you a potential solution for you to what it is that you are coming to this reading for. So let's see what wants to come out for you. For those that it resonates with, you are simply remembering in divine timing what you already know within your soul. This is for Virgo, for those that most need to hear the messages today. Thank you, Spirit. Virgo, what are Virgo's aspirations at this time? Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. I want to come out. Emperor. Okay, let's have a look at your hurdle. Thank you, Spirit. I feel that you want to take control of the situation. Oh, another major arcana. You've got the Death card, release. And we then have spiritual solutions, and that flew out. And you've got the Moon card, and on the bottom of the deck you've got the 7 of Pentacles. So in one word, Spirit, or 2 words, let's call it, Spirit is saying slow down. Okay, slow down. This is all okay. There is nothing for you to fear. There's your speed at whatever it is that you're trying to aspire to is causing you anxiety at this time. Your speed is not allowing you to truly observe what is happening for you at this time. And your speed with trying to get this done could be upsetting others at this time who can't comprehend or are not feeling comfortable with what you are doing and how you're progressing. So 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is a card of the natural cycle, the natural order of things, the ease and the flow. Take your time, my darling, to appreciate that just like plants need time to grow, and just like we have radical acceptance of the seasonal growth of plants and the seasonal rest of plants, have the same radical acceptance about where you are right now with whatever this situation, whatever you are aspiring to at this time. It's not saying ignore it, it's saying nurture it, tend to it, but be present in the moment of it. Be gentle with this. Everything is energy. So if you're rushing and trying to move forward at this time and you're trying to make something happen, then you might trample. You might trample on things that you're not meant to trample on. It might be on people's feelings. It might also be on opportunities that the universe is giving to you at this time. Just the seeds have been planted. Whatever you have been looking to aspire to, whatever manifestations you've been looking to aspire to, the seeds have been planted. And in fact, they're already coming into flower for you. So take your time with this. It says here, seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future. The need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future, and unnecessary worry. So right at the beginning of this reading, I said, don't worry. Spirit is saying, don't worry. It's been taken care of. Trust, 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 my darling. You are not alone in this world. You're not a separate thing or identity that has to make something happen. There is such courage in having faith that this is all going to turn out the way that you wish for it to turn out. But in order to do that, and that's why you've got the Emperor card with this aspiration here, you don't need to take control of the situation. Take control of your emotions surrounding the situation. Have patience, have temperance, temper your need to rush full steam ahead, but take care and tender and enjoy what has grown for you so far, what you can see as the results of your manifestations to date. So that's the 7 of Pentacles there. Then we've got the Emperor card. So the Emperor card is, the thing about the Emperor card is, it's a little bit, I always sort of talk about it being a little bit like the bull in the china shop. Okay, so you're aspiring to take control of the situation. You're aspiring to want to make something happen. And Spirit is saying, even with this Emperor here, he's sitting in his throne. He's taking charge of the situation by sitting and receiving and taking advice from others. The emperor is all four kings. So this is the tools that you have at this present time are passion, that desire. You have communication, you have grounding, and you have emotional fulfillment from this. You have all the tools that you need, and combine all of those and now sit in a place of stillness. You become empowered in a place of stillness. You don't need to force this to happen. This is about this lesson for you at this time. What Spirit, the universe, God is asking you or showing you to do is to release and let go. And I think the more you try and control this situation, the more you're going to feel out of control. So that is the Emperor card. And it's also about you yourself are a leader of so many things, but in the trying to control this, you're losing that leadership, that fellowship. You're becoming entrapped by your own desires for something to happen so soon. And so Spirit is saying, take that leadership role with yourself, and just like a leader will do, to look at what you can use around you. What have you been given at this time? What opportunities are there? What people are there supporting you? What advice, as I said to you, is there for you to receive at this time? Take your time. An emperor doesn't rush with decisions. An emperor doesn't go forward or go forth without having had serious consultation and reflection within himself or herself. So, and then you've got here the release card. So this is the hurdle that Spirit is asking you to do. This release card. This is the death card. So the death card is really very much, it's nothing to be scared of, the death card. The death card is simply a massive, this is a big major arcana card for you, and bang in the center of the reading. It is a card about you actually stopping doing what you've been doing in the past, and Spirit is beckoning you forward here, calling you forward to trust in the magic of the universe, to trust that actually, if you give the universe a chance, give it a chance to show you what it can do for you, you're going to be surprised. There is so much opportunity there. There is so much, darling, for you to learn in this situation. And the death card is it's like the death of the ego, the death of the identity and personality, and coming into an awareness that actually you are life itself. And actually, as life itself, you can have a huge amount of fun with this. And you respect and understand the cycles and the seasons of life. And you respect and understand through your attentiveness, in terms of where you are right now, and your gratitude in terms of what is coming into your life, to experience more of the same. You know, when we tend to flowers and we don't just admire them from a distance, but not pay them any heed or any attention, then other flowers can't come through. Sometimes things have to be pruned and have to be trimmed and everything in order for new future growth to come through. And that comes through because we deadhead things, we deadhead the flowers. Thank you. So I think what the death card here is to say to you that there are things in your life that have reached fulfillment. There are energetic structures and experiences in your life that have given you what they were intended to give you. And with this death card, this is about the release of things in your past that maybe you're trying to hold on to too much, but you have to experience the ending. You have to kind of go through this at this time, move slowly through it. And that's going to allow you to step forward. And you've got the moon card. I mean, look, you've got 3 major arcanas in this reading, darling. So this is allowing you to move forward in a transformational way with the understanding that you weren't who you thought you were. And actually, you're so much better than who you thought you were. And actually, this is a period of self-love for you, a huge period of self-love for you. This is a period of spiritual evolution for you. This is a massive leap forward for you at this time, almost like a hurdle. So Move through this slowly at this time. Don't try and bulldoze your way through it. If you are going through something that is very uncomfortable as well, and you're aspiring to kind of almost throw it off and say, no, no, I'm fine, I'm good, no, I'm all good. No, it doesn't work like that, because those emotions that you're not expressing are stuck within you. Those emotions get stuck and we're unaware. I call it like sticky plasters. They can get stuck to us, things that we haven't reflected on, we haven't looked at, we haven't responded to, we haven't respected. Look at how you're feeling, my darling. Go with how you're feeling at this time, and trust that the slower you move through this process at a natural pace, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to come into awareness, and the more you're going to embrace the fact that actually, if you give the universe a chance, because it wants to show you, and you may be not being aware of what manifestations, what gifts you already have received because of inner work that you've been doing, because you've put your trust out there or simply forgotten about that manifestation. You know, the fastest, surest way of something coming towards us is when we really don't care whether it comes towards us or not. We don't have any imposed wall of resistance to that manifestation coming. So what in your life have you manifested that you can think back on now that you really didn't mind whether it came into your life, and then you were surprised when it did? So have a think about that. And then you've got the Moon card. This is the card of your calling of your soul. This is the card of you talk about facing fears, but having the courage to move through things that you might otherwise didn't want to believe or didn't want to understand, or you really truly want to make a shift in your life right now. The Moon card is about choosing to make choices at this time that are right for you. The Moon card is about the divine feminine side of yourself. And you've got the Emperor here, which is a very strong divine masculine. You're very good at organizing, doing stuff. You're very practical, but Spirit says now come away from the practical side. That's good. That's, you know, you're sorted with that. You're very good at doing that. Come away and now feel your way around this situation. Don't think your way through it. Your mind cannot make sense of this. Feel your way around this situation. You are incredibly intuitive. That's your soul talking to you. That's source wisdom talking to you. There are so many signs from the universe for you at this time. And if you trust that whatever you are receiving intuitively, and in that moment of receiving it, it's almost like a gasp of insight that you kind of go, oh God, how do I know that? But I kind of feel like that's true and I know it. Trust it, because that is a message for you in exactly the right time for you. These are with the Moon card, with intuitive messages that come through to you, knowings that come through to you. These are revelations from the universe, and they are given at exactly the right time to help you. So let's see what else wants to come out. This is a big life-changing event for you at this time, and it's happening at exactly the moment that it's meant to happen. So try not to move through this too quickly. I know that you are aspiring to want this all to kind of either come into manifestation and blossom for you, or to disappear, whatever this may mean for you. And I'm feeling it's sort of connected and tied in together. It's almost like you want what was to go in order for what is coming in to come in for you. But Spirit's saying tend to your garden, tend to what is blossoming in your life. Give thanks, give notice to it, be gentle, be kind to yourself, spend time outdoors, be grounded, and know that this is a process, and it's a process that's happening naturally. And with any form of, as I said, with any form of release, you have to experience the ending. Otherwise, my darling, you're going to end up doing the same thing all over again, because the universe will give you the same lesson in a different experience or a different relationship. So experience this one, truly become a master at understanding why this has happened for you and what is the gift in it, because there's always a soul gift or multiple soul gifts in any experience or any relationship. Thank you. So let's have a look at the energy and spirit cards that have come out for you: sensitivity and strength. So tapping the forces within, they are really truly asking you now, truly madly deeply, okay, to pause at this time, to pause, to not react to things, because that is a reaction that's going to take you backwards. Although if you do react, it's just another cycle and opportunity to learn something. To not react, but to respond, my darling, to respond from that place of stillness I talked about, to respond and to see within that stopping, within that sitting, within that meditative space, and enjoying that space, within all of this, what insights, what revelations will you receive? What within that space of being tuned in and tapped on and saying, I'm ready to receive, actually believing that you are tuned in and tapped on, and that whatever you do receive in that moment is from the universe. And understanding as well that you cannot force, the Emperor can't force somebody to feel a certain way. You can't force somebody to think a certain way. You can't force somebody to see it how you want them to see it. Because ego fights ego, but soul listens to soul. So this is this card here. Don't force it. It takes great strength in being sensitive and being gentle to the situation. And what Spirit is saying here is that when you speak to this person, and I talk about this a little bit, that when you do speak for you, don't speak for them. So when you're trying to talk to somebody about how you're feeling, rather than trying to get them to understand how you, rather than get them to try and agree with how you're feeling, speak your truth, speak from the heart, but do it with an understanding that they have a different perspective. You and only you have a direct perspective on how you feel about something. And if they're not meant to understand it, they're not meant to understand it in this moment. That's radical acceptance and respect about where somebody else is on their journey. Just like you want to have respect for where you are on your journey. But if you speak from the soul, if you say thank you for the right words, and you express yourself with that gentleness, with that awareness, their soul will listen. And whatever it is they're meant to take, whatever it is that's meant to resonate with them, will resonate with them. And whatever it is they're not meant to, they're not meant to. It might be a seed, just like you've got the plants here. It might be a seed of truth that starts to grow within their space as well, their energetic arena, their space as well. But your Spirit is asking you to focus on, if you speak your truth, you receive it. If you give it, you will receive it. You will come into greater understanding and greater clarity about this situation. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Thank you, Spirit. One more card about this situation. Thank you. So you've got the Two of Swords, and you've got the Magician on the bottom of the deck. So I go back, I want to just, because you had the Unicorn in the Death and the Release card, you've now got the Magician. This is a reminder for you, my darling, that you are life itself. You are life itself experiencing itself. You are the universe. You are one and the same. That is the essence of who you are. And it's the ego that gets hurt. It's the ego that gets anxious and stressed. The soul is always constant. It's always there. It's always constant. And you are causing and creating as the universe all the time. This is the Magician. Magic is alive in your life. What you need to be a successful manifest. If you believe it, you can do it. Anthony Hopkins, believe, believe, believe. And if you can't quite believe, play the game of belief. Act as if it's happened. That is sheer willpower. So whatever it is that you're wanting to be released and wanting to come in for you, act as if it's already happened. Come into that radical acceptance about where you are. You have everything you need. There is so much knowledge and learning that you are going through at this time. Write down what it is that you have understood, what you have appreciated, what you have felt, what you have learned. Write down all of those different aspects of the gifts that have been given to you, and see then what further insights come out for you. But you are causing and creating. Everything is happening for you, my darling. And where was the other card? There is the Two of Swords. You've got the Two of Swords is a very interesting card for me, because swords are about communication, they're about air, they're about also not trying to force something. But the Two of Swords is about not being wanting to see something, not being wanting to make a decision about something, being blocked from something at this time. What is it that is right in front of you that you're not wishing to see at this time? And it's not, and Spirit wants you to start to look at this with a different perspective. I talk about this a lot, but it's so important. Everything happens for us, not to us. It's how we choose to receive it that is the gift. And in order to receive it, follow your heart, my darling, at the time. Follow your heart. Do what is right for you. Do what is for you, self-love. And if you are pretending that something is different to what it actually is, you're going to keep getting shown that all the time. Little slaps, as I call them, from the universe. So Two of Swords can also talk about overanalyzing a situation, overthinking. The mind is never going to make sense of this, my darling, because the mind only retains information from this lifetime. Soul is eternal. Your soul, the essence of you, is eternal. Tune in and tap in to that. Sit in stillness, sit and meditate, and see what wants to come out. So in this reading, of which we have 6 cards, you have, well, 5 cards from this tarot deck. You have the Emperor, the Death card, the Moon card, the Magician card, and then you have the Two of Swords. The universe is very, very big time showing you the magic and the power of what is happening for you at this time, if you choose to listen. And what is stopping you at this time is maybe your disbelief in that you are the universe and life itself experiencing itself. You may have been lost a little bit on this journey. That's okay. As Alan Watts says, the universe experiences through us is having a game of hide and seek with itself. And you are playing a game of hide and seek. Take now that wonderful responsibility for yourself for this situation. And what I mean by responsibility is respond to things now, don't react. Respond with a considered action that comes from a consideration of what things are. A consideration is a very gentle, non-pressurized approach to how you are perceiving something. Look at it from all perspective, like a broader perspective. And if you don't know the answer, then don't do anything at this time. You know, do it, act in accordance with the way that things are. That's the Wu Wei expression. Don't try and force this. Let it jiggle along. Let it happen by itself. So there you are, my darling. There is a new cycle coming in for you. I can see that here as well. But this isn't a problem, okay? There are no problems. Problems happen when we think of something that hasn't happened the way that we wished for it to happen. But what about if this was meant to happen just the way that it's intended to happen, in order for you to understand more and more and more about who you are and what is it that you deserve and you are desiring, and that all of this is happening in order for you to go through that shift and change and transformation to then receive what it is that you're looking and you're aspiring to. So my darling Virgo, I hope that has helped those that have come to this reading. Sometimes I say things that are maybe not what you wish for me to say, but they are what Spirit wants to be heard at this time. And it's all done from love, and it's all done to help guide people through those spiritual messages that I'm receiving. So I trust this has helped those that have come to this reading, and I look forward to doing another reading for you soon. But in the meantime, do check out my daily readings. So much love, my darling. Bye-bye.